Hello and welcome to Connect. I'm your host, Randy Shabilo. On today's show, we'll have Casey and Mikhaila with Songs in the Garden and Art in the Garden near Langham, as well as Peter Jelinski with Prairieland Park and the upcoming exhibition. As always, we'd like to connect with you. Follow us on Facebook at ConnectYXE, catch past interviews on YouTube, email us at connectyxe@gmail.com, or leave a message at 306-665-3796. We know it's summer in Saskatoon when the festivals start, and there's lots of things happening the next couple of weeks. We have Casey and Mikhaila here with us to talk a little bit about what's happening in Langham upcoming. Thank you both for coming to the studio.
Thank you so much for having us.
I want to just jump right in because it's an action-packed agenda that we have. Art in the Garden and Songs in the Garden. Take us there.
Absolutely. So Songs in the Garden is put on by WeebWorks. It's a nonprofit that I'm happy to be a part of. We do this every year. We have 3 mentors that come in. They're Canadian artists. This year we're lucky enough to have Earl Pereira, Carissa Hoffert, and Justin LaBrache. They come out to WeebWorks for a fun day of songwriting, and they break out into groups with all of our participants. They write a song around their theme, which is Come Together this year, and they get to perform it on stage at Art in the Garden the next weekend. It's $120, and we're also doing student discounts for that, so we're open to anybody to show up for that. All ages. Last year we had a 12-year-old up to like almost a 70-year-old performing with us, and so yeah, we are welcoming people of all ages to come and write songs with Earl, Carissa, and Justin and WeebWorks.
So when you say come and write songs, I'm understanding then that you're starting with a blank piece of paper.
Yeah.
And someone shows up and says, do, 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 and away it goes.
Kind of. We sit down and have a panel with our mentors first to kind of talk about their songwriting journey, what inspires them, what do they do when they've got writer's block, things like that. And then we break out into groups, and then we focus on Come Together as the theme. And then they kind of just, go from there. Honestly, I don't know how they do it. All these creative brains are just so fascinating because they come up with beautiful songs. Last year our theme was Love and Celebration for Songs in the Garden, and they wrote these like phenomenal songs just out of nowhere. So yeah, you can use your own instruments, and there's no real direction other than the theme. It could be whatever you want it to be. So yeah, the door's basically wide open.
Mikhaila, I want to bring you in and just ask, in terms of you being a performer and the work that you've done in the past number of years, what is it that draws you to this event?
Well, definitely the amazing team behind it. And I do love that it's really local focused. So when you look at the lineup, like us being the headliner, right from Saskatoon, and just seeing all the rest of the artists, it's like they're focused on Saskatchewan talent. And I think that that's something that I won't say is fully missing in Saskatchewan, because there's a lot that bring it in, but to have it be the central focus is just so nice. It's something really wonderful to be a part of.
And where did you get your own personal attraction to music, and where did that come from for you?
Oh. Well, again, I could talk about that all day too, but fully, I grew up in a half musical family. We sat around campfires playing the guitar, my brother and my Guido. So that's kind of where it started, but there was a specific moment for me. I was at a wedding when I was like 6 years old, and the wedding would bring up, the wedding band would bring up all the young girls on stage to sing Goodbye Earl to the bride.
Oh boy.
What a strange, right? Like, why that? But, and all I knew were the na-na-nas, but hey, I was just hooked from that point. I was like, this is like a job. You can do this. And so really got interested in performing then.
Would you say that would be kind of a gravitational pull for Songs in the Garden? If you're mentioning as well, Casey, that you've had people from youth to elderly, mature, that could be an impetus for someone to maybe get invigorated and maybe learn something and attracted to this.
Absolutely, it can be. Just exposing yourself to not maybe something you don't even know you're capable of, and then going around other great artists like Earl and Justin and Carissa. It just gives you that opportunity to hear someone's story and for them to, again, bring you on stage.
And are you having a number of round tables perhaps, or you break out into groups, or when you say you attend, you pay your $120, you come and watch? Or?
No, you are participating. They're all
wow.
in. Yeah, so after the panel, they'll break out, and then we try to spread out the artists kind of by like an instrument that they play, so we don't have like a bunch of like 8 acoustic guitars all in one group. We try to split things up like that. And then they can take it from there and just be creative. Like this workshop is designed to help open people's minds to being creative and maybe see things a different way or learn some awesome tips and tricks from our mentors. Because I know Weebworks, my client for this, she always says that like anybody can be creative, you know, and the mission statement for Weebworks is create beauty, create opportunity, create community. And Songs in the Garden is just that. It really lets us bring in people of all ages, of all backgrounds, of all musical talents, and they get to go and share their creativity with each other and the festival.
So would it be a few hours, or do they
It's
start
10 till 5 o'clock, so 10 a.m. in the morning.
seriously?
Yeah, and we feed them lunch, that's all included.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it goes till 5. Honestly, we probably could go later because everyone was having so much fun last year. Yeah, 10 till 5, and then they've got a week to practice. And then on June 14th, we head over to Art in the Garden. And then they get to perform it at a showcase, and that one's sponsored by Miller Thompson. So we bring them all up, they get to perform their song, and then the participants get to or have the option to perform one of their own songs as well. So we make enough time in the showcase for all participants to also showcase their own work as well individually, as well as the songs they wrote as a group.
So I would interpret that to mean that people would have some musical inclination, that would have some skill set.
That like I said, like that because the age range is so so broad. It can be people who just are starting out and are really curious about songwriting, or those established musicians. So yeah, it's kind of for everybody.
When you say art in the garden, we have music as well as art. What types of artistic displays are you talking about there?
How much time do you have? That's what the whole thing is about.
Yeah.
So we have got 2 components to the festival, the music and then the art. So there is an artisan village. I think we've got around 20 or 25 artisans here from the province, and actually further out as well. We've got some people from Alberta too. So there's a village there, and then we also have a live art exhibit. So someone's going to be creating art on site. And then we also have our performance all day. So that starts at 11 o'clock in the morning, and it goes right until your side is at 8:15. So we end with the Radiant. But you get to see bands like the Great Fuss, or Carissa Hoffert's also performing, Randy Wood's band, and more. Obviously, there's tons. And then we also have a beautiful garden setting so people can explore the garden. There's a beer garden for those who choose to partake, as well as a kids garden. So we are so lucky to have art by Jess coming in. So she's going to be doing some traveling art stations, so there can be people making art around the festival grounds. Yeah, I know, right? And yeah, so there's a little bit of something for everybody. And we just want people to come and spread art around our venue and explore and just have a great day of fun. And there's also food trucks too. Yeah, local food trucks. Yeah, we have everything. We got something for everybody.
So if you have that captive audience, you've got people traveling to Langham. You're going to, are they free to stay there for as long as they like?
Absolutely.
Or just a little while? Or?
Yeah, that will keep them as long as they want to stay. It goes from 11 a.m. and then it's closing around 9:30, depending on how long the Radiant wishes to go on. If we just keep encoring them, maybe we'll stay even later. Yeah, they're welcome to come on down. Yeah, it's a full day, so there's lots to see. You can probably spend all of those hours doing something new every single other minute.
So when we say generally speaking in Langham, is there a place you would go to Langham and turn right and then?
We have road signs on the highway.
Oh,
so
good.
It's not actually in Langham. It's about 20-25 minutes outside Saskatoon on a farm.
Okay.
So it's at Weebworks, or you can type Art in the Garden into Google Maps or whatever your map preference is, and it'll take you right there. We also have big signs for the turns on the grade roads and whatnot.
Good. Just Mikhaila, in terms of the music and the band that you're with, is there something that I guess attracts you to taking your music elsewhere and sharing your craft in venues like this and showcasing the talents that you have there?
Yeah, of course. We really like an engaged audience. I think the way that we present our craft and our set is definitely a way where we kind of pick you up and put you back down. So to be kind of more up close and personal with people in a space like this is really, really fun for us. Kind of sometimes when you're playing bigger stages or like different styles of events where you're separated from the crowd, as fun and engaging that can be, it's really nice when you can, they're right there with you, right up at the stage. You can reach out and grab them if you want to, or just be a part of it all with you.
I think that's a key point that you bring up. My own family band that Mom and Dad had, it was always one of those things where we traveled different cities and towns to perform, but the connection to the audience and being able to do that. You mentioned the wedding, that's primarily what we did. Is there not necessarily a following, but would people be able to see where you're going next, or any publications or links that you might have for the band?
Yeah, for sure. So you can follow us on Instagram at Instagram at @theradiant_band. We generally post on there. TikTok, same thing, at the Radiant Band, and we'll just basically post reels or just stories or whatever that say here's a list of our next events and hope to see you there. On top of that, you can head to our link tree. That's it's a weird address, so it's like on our Instagram page. If you go into the bio, you can head right to there. And again, same thing. It'll give you all the ticket access to all the events we're playing. Mostly through Instagram is where you can kind of follow where we're going and where we're headed next. And
I have to commend you, Casey, for bringing this to light and showcasing the local talent that we have, because I still believe Saskatoon is a hotbed, Saskatchewan in general, but
absolutely.
Saskatoon is kind of a burning ember. Joni Mitchell, if you want to go into name dropping. Is there anything else that you see on the horizon in terms of what you're doing, and maybe of talent that's out there that you can showcase a little more?
Well, every year we're growing in size and scope, and we're lucky to have partners like Sask Arts that makes it possible to kind of expand our vision for the festival. And I can't take all the credit. Valerie Weebergs, this has been her brainchild, and it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger each year. So I'm lucky that this is my third year organizing the festival. But we've had people approach us and say maybe they want to do some live graffiti or something like that, or paint. Last year we painted a grain bin that's turned into showers and bathrooms, and before that we painted a school bus that we've now turned into bunkhouses. We're always looking for opportunities in order to get bigger, get better, give our audience even more it's a great bang for their buck. It's only $10 a ticket in advance, and so they're getting all of this opportunity. And we're hoping to expand that opportunity as we go and grow.
I think it's a wonderful concept, and thank you for doing that. If people wanted to reach out and find out more about either of these events, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, same. You can go on Instagram and type in Art in the Garden Festival, or our website is artinthegardenfestival.com. Yep, you can go there. Everything's there. Ticketing link for both Songs in the Garden and Art in the Garden.
Thank you both for coming in. I wish you tremendous success. This is wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thanks for having us.
Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.